Rio de Janeiro. With slightly over 43,000 square kilometers, the state of Rio de Janeiro today is going through a special moment. Besides being Brazil's largest petroleum and natural gas producer, Rio de Janeiro has another important distinction. Representing 18% of the state's GDP, the creative industry is very present and active. Thanks to tourism, the state exerts great attraction for international events. After the enormous success of the 2007 Pan American Games, Rio de Janeiro is getting ready to welcome the 5th edition of the Military World Games in 2011, to become center stage for the World Cup in 2014, and to host the 2016 Olympics. Over the next 2 years, Rio de Janeiro will receive from public and private sectors, national and international companies, investments of over 126 billion reais, or $70 billion. Important investments in the energy and logistics fields, such as Comperj and Angra 3, Viaçu and Sepetiba port complexes, and the Metropolitan Highway System. And for a state that today is going through such a special moment, the Technological Innovation Corridor gains even more momentum. One of the greatest investors in the country's technological manpower and hosts to major research centers in this sector, the state of Rio de Janeiro created a technological innovation corridor between the cities of Rio de Janeiro and Petrópolis, with research centers and laboratories and professional training in internationally renowned institutions. Petrópolis, the dream city of a scientist emperor who was passionate about astronomy and botany. Aware of the greatest inventions of his time, Dom Pedro II infused Petrópolis with an eagerness for the technological vanguard. Today, this city, with a population of slightly over 300,000, is among the country's 7 most important scientific and technological centers, and international benchmark for the state of Rio de Janeiro. After the capital, Petrópolis is the city with the highest rate of technologically specialized labor in the state, and counts with the presence of distinguished educational institutions such as Cefet, FAETEC, Senai, and Senac, among other renowned college centers. From 1999 on, Petrópolis became the cradle of a strategic plan for economic development based on attracting technology-based companies. The Petrópolis Tecnópolis movement, created to be the main vector of sustainable development for the mountain region, linking its historic past with an innovative future. Mainly focused in the software, biotechnology, and telecom service sectors. The Petrópolis Tecnópolis movement, working mainly to differentiate 3 components in the sector's cost chain: human resources, infrastructure, and taxes. In regard to the human resources sector, the city is located less than 100 kilometers from the largest and best research centers, laboratories, and universities in the state. The city is also home to the country's first software and testing factory school, with over 1,000 openings per year for graduates in the sector. The city's infrastructure to host important companies in the technological sector is also another distinguishing factor. Besides the Giga National Network that interconnects colleges and research institutes, Petrópolis also has lower living, rent, labor, services, and educational costs than larger urban centers. There are more benefits. In order to attract technological companies, the city also offers tax incentives. The relationship between the many institutions that make up the Petrópolis Tecnópolis movement was decisive in attracting important projects to the region. Companies in the software, biotechnology, and telecom service sectors, research centers and laboratories, incubators and foundations. All this effort made Petrópolis into one of the country's most important scientific and technological centers. The city celebrates this with one of the sector's main events, the Petrópolis Technology Festival. This festival focuses on technological innovation and its application in various sectors of human knowledge. More than 50 speakers, PhDs from the top universities in the world, besides shows, theater plays, musicals, and exhibitions, attracting over 4,000 participants in events throughout the city. Petrópolis Tecnópolis movement, past and future united by knowledge.